Hello, everyone. I am the Reverend Godfather, the show main host and frontman for the Long Coat Mafia podcast. If you wish to listen to our show outside of YouTube, if Podbean decides to post it up to YouTube or YouTube decides to allow an episode on its platform, you can find the links to other locations in the description down below. Today we're going to discuss, as the title says, why Amazon failed this customer in regards to this new mixer. Yes, I'm making an Arrow reference. Last week, December 21st, early in the morning, I had the money for that new mixer in my bank account. Went on to Amazon about 7 o'clock, 7:30 that morning, and put in my order for the mixer. 3 longer cables for microphone use, and a tabletop microphone stand. I went about my day, and about later that day, a few hours later I should say, I received 2 emails instead of 3. Those 2 emails stated that 1, my cables were shipped out. 2, the second email was the mic stand was sent out. I didn't get an email for the mixer. I need to let all of you know this was a overnight delivery, so I could have the mixer, the cables, and the mic stand in my hand that Saturday at some point. And because I got those emails, not 3, I kind of figured, since Amazon has kind of done this in the past with other items, that when I've ordered multiple items, they've sent out 1 tracking or 2 trackings, or the tracking number for 2 items, not a third or 1 instead of 2. And I've gotten the next day or a few days later all my items. I was not, at this point, not worried about it. The next day, Saturday comes, the 22nd comes, and about 3:30, quarter to 4, I go outside, check my mail, or technically, to be accurate, I went out, picked up something to eat, came back to find there were 2 packages waiting for me, not 3. And I also shall tell all of you that my items were sent out to be delivered via the United States Postal Service. Not UPS, not FedEx, not DHL, not Parcel Direct, if you remember those folks. The United States Postal Service. My mail during the week usually gets to me about, again, 3:30, 4 o'clock as it is. In this case, my mail arrived at about quarter to 4 with 2 packages. In those packages, one was the longer mic cords, the other my new mic stand. Now, I looked around for a larger package that might have contained this device. None to be found. I was concerned a little bit. Now, mind you, this is a new product from Zoom. I know it's backwards on camera. And I realized that this product, last month, December, it was primarily on back order for a little while. It was kind of a popular product. So, I decided to call Amazon to see what's up. I in my mind, I was thinking that the product was on back order, because there were times I've seen it that on their website they only had 6 of them in stock, and on some other bundles they were on back order. So I figured maybe that the product was in essence on back order and just wasn't on my order for the product alone, the mixer alone. It wasn't notifying me on the website that the mixer was on back order. So I called them up to see what was going on. I must say, the customer service rep was nice. She was very nice. And I first thing I asked her was I told her my mixer didn't come. And the first thing I asked her, was the mixer on back order? And she looked up my order, looked up the mixer. She said, no, the mixer's not on back order. We have them in stock. Your order is sitting in our Baltimore facility, our Baltimore hub. Please keep in mind, there's been many times in my podcast I've kind of revealed where I live at, which is Martinsburg, West Virginia. I should say Martinsburg, West Virginia, which is the eastern panhandle of West Virginia. And I said, okay, if it's my order, this mixer is sitting in your hub in Baltimore, why is it still there and not in my hand right now? Her response to me was, well, Baltimore is about an hour and change away from you. It could still arrive at your door by 6. Now, mind you, this is about 4 o'clock. I asked her if it's still sitting in their facility, waiting to be shipped out to me. How is it supposed to arrive via the United States Postal Service to me in the next hour and 20 minutes? Or 2 hours. Her response was, I don't know, sir. Baltimore is about an hour and 20 from you. You could still get it within that time frame, or at least by 8 o'clock tonight. My 9 to 5 is shipping, not food related. Even though one of my jobs was kind of food related, but overall, it was delivering food to restaurants. So, and I kind of she was trying to convince me that it would still get to me. Like, I didn't have my IQ was about the size of my shoes. And please forgive my voice right now. I think I'm getting sick again, because my peak season, where at my 9 to 5 is starting to wind down. And I'm starting to get over the stress and the kind of pressure of that. So I try to wrap my head around this and try to ask her, how is a product that was supposed to leave their facility Friday to be in my hands today? And she said, well, it could still arrive in your hands today. Then I tried to explain to her, that is not possible. The last delivery that my local post office will deliver to me has been done already. I already got my mail. I already got the other 2 products in my order, the mic stand and the microphone cables. She tried to tell me, well, I'll call you back in about 2 hours. And we'll just to see if the product has arrived. I said, oh, if you think that will make things better. Now, I have folks that work as well as I do, the shipping capacity, not food related, that they understand. They work in the kind of a similar job to Amazon on that scale, that they understand that if someone orders overnight delivery on a product or a bunch of products, they have a certain time frame that those orders have to be out. Have to be out. It's not how things work. What this person was telling me, even though I agreed with him, it's like that we both understood that she was in essence trying to sell me a bridge in a desert, the Brooklyn Bridge in the middle of this, or I should say swampland in the middle of a desert. But it's like, that's not how things work. That's not how things are done. She was trying to, in essence, con me or give me a lie. And that's what I was trying to tell her. About 2 hours later, she called me. It was about 6:30. She told me that, she asked me, it's like, did the product arrive? I told her, as I thought, and I was trying to tell her that no, I work in the shipping industry, and I knew the product was not going to come to me within the 2 hours. There was no way on this planet, using physics, that this product would get to me from their facility to my door via the postal service, as she was trying to tell me. She was like, well, it could still get to you by 8 o'clock. I said, listen, ma'am, I know you're trying to be polite and trying to convince me in regards to this. No, that's not, it's not going to get here by 8 o'clock. It's, for several factors. Now, in the meantime of, like, in essence, waiting for her phone call, I got another email saying your package, this mixer, was finally shipped out and will be in my hands Sunday sometime. Now, I checked the website, in essence, the new tracking on this, and sure enough, it finally left the facility at about, I got the email about 5:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time that Saturday. For a product I wanted in my hands that Saturday. And during my phone call with her, I told her that, in a way, yes, I was pissed. I was very pissed because I wanted this on my day off. And I told her that, thank God I didn't need this product that night, that Saturday night. Thank God I didn't need this product that Sunday, even though I had to go to my 9 to 5. She turned and, in essence, told me, so you're canceling this? I said, no, I want this in my hands because I purchased it. I want it as soon as it can get to my door. She said, oh, okay. And she tried to, I got to return the call, tell her that I did get the product. That she tried to say, well, we could call you tomorrow evening, in regards to see if you finally got it. I tried to tell this lady, this customer service rep, who was, again, trying to be kind. I said, ma'am, tomorrow I'm scheduled to go to work. She said, we could call you. I said, ma'am, I'm working I leave for work at about 11:30. I won't be back home or have access. I won't be able to see your call until probably 12 o'clock that night. She said, I could call you Monday. I said, ma'am, I work Monday too. That's my schedule. I won't get your call. She said, well, we could call you, I said, besides, the holidays. She said, well, I could call you Christmas Eve. I did get a call from Amazon Christmas Eve. I didn't speak to her because I didn't hear my phone go off. I was visiting a friend at that time. Now, this product, this mixer, we'll talk about it in a minute, did arrive Sunday, thankfully. Special shout out to my neighbor. I must give you all a little bit of context. I share a similar address to my neighbor, meaning not to kind of dox myself. Let's say my address is 555B North Road Street in Martinsburg. His address is 555A North Road Street, Martinsburg. So because of this, a lot of my packages that I order go to him because my place is in essence behind his. That's how, strangely, the properties are here in Martinsburg. So he, according to him, when I get home about 10:30 that night, that Sunday night, I didn't see any package on his stoop, behind his stoop, on his back porch, anywhere around my place. I check, I double check, I triple check, I quadruple check. Now I decide to again. This is about 11:45, not 11:45, 10:45 was the time I knock on his door. His dog starts barking. I apologize profusely to this gentleman, saying I'm sorry to possibly wake him if he was asleep, sorry to bother him, sorry to bother his dog, and so forth and so on. But did he see a package on his stoop at any point today? He said, "Yep, hold on a sec." He went back into his living room and for a moment, came back with a decent sized Amazon box. He said, I saw this box on my porch today when I came home from church. I don't know how long it was sitting there. I don't know uh, if how long you would be or if you were home or anything like that. So I brought it inside just for safekeeping because in my mind at that point, I didn't know where it was. I thought there would be, so it was taken by porch pirates. Now, mind you, this mixer is $400. According to Amazon, it's $399. So plus tax and shipping, it is over $400. And I'm hoping to God that this mixer is worth it. I hope to God it. The way Zoom has hyped it up a little bit, it is sounds worth it. It sounds like a beast. I hope it's a beast. I did open up to make sure that everything looked okay. There was no cracks or anything like that. It does, but the reason why we got this, I'm not going to open it right now. It has the mixer that we have now has only 4 inputs. This is 6, which means we could include 2 more mics. The reason why, again, not only I needed this mixer because of the growth of the show. I want to thank Don Ramirez on put him on blast a little bit because I'm going to put this down because at least for the moment because over the past few months he shined light in a good way. Honestly, we're not dissing Don in any way, shape, or form. He shined light on our show where we needed to improve, and thus the new mixer. One of the things he shined light on was that we needed longer cords, thus the longer cord. Another kind of minor thing that he shined a light on is that I keep forgetting the extra mic stand, an extra mic stand. So that's one of the reasons why we got that. Another thing that he kind of shined light on was the fact that he kept bringing in more guests than what we could handle. With what he was doing, the having 5 people, like 4 people, 5 people talking to 5 people, and him with his setup, filming setup, that was fine. But because he was kind enough to bring us, the Long Coat Mafia podcast, in on his recordings and allowing us to record content, proved a little bit different. We were able to do it with certain workarounds and still get some awesome audio quality or the best audio quality that we were able to do under the circumstances. We weren't able to kind of get things the best way we could. And during that time, Zoom was putting out ads on Facebook in regards to this. So therefore, when I was talking to my co-host and the person that I tend to ping ideas off of, Big Candy, special shout out to him too, that what the problems we are experiencing in his way of thinking was to issue the show a challenge, me and the show a challenge to kind of upgrade and improve ourselves. So in a way that at least the baselines, better mixer, longer chords. So that's what I did. This was there. This was, Zoom has always been kind of the brand to go to in regards to recording equipment. So I figured I'd give them a try and see how things work and deal with. And what I like about this is that it has more inputs. Again, as you can see, it's got more inputs. So a lot of this is will be a slight learning curve because this is a new product. There's new features based on this. I know some of you can't see it. Is that there's a little jack right about here? That's for a phone. That means I'm talking. One of the things that we had an issue with in regards to recording with Don Ramirez is that one of the guests that he wanted in couldn't make it that day, and that he figured that he'd call in using his phone. And because we as a show were helping Don, we figured that, hey, we're in an area that quite possibly that has Wi-Fi. We could possibly piggyback off the Wi-Fi and piggyback off the Wi-Fi and let's get resituated here. Piggyback off the Wi-Fi and use Skype. Sure enough, the Wi-Fi kept dropping. We couldn't use Skype. So our workaround was point the camera at the phone, point up the mics that we were using at the phone, and we're kind of record things that way. This mixer has an input that all you have to do is plug one end of the jack, one end of the phone, the other one into the mixer, and you're able to record straight off that phone. Now, one of the things I want to test with this is that if we able to do that, can I hook up a tablet to this mixer and kind of use a soundboard, like maybe a gaming soundboard or a Vine soundboard or a geeky type of soundboard, and hook it up to this so that way while we're recording, and if we need a dun 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 type of sound effect, we're able to just tap something on the tablet, and therefore it records straight to our software. Another thing that I've noticed on this that it has two outputs. So we're kind of I'm thinking that one of the things I want to test is that could we possibly hook the piggyback or daisy chain in a way this to our other mixer, meaning because there's two outputs that take the same type of mic cables this does, that all we have to do is hook up one, meaning if we want to grow an extra, instead of needing 4, all we got is, we might lose 1, we gain 5, and 4, we got 9. So that could be a way to do things. There's 4 output for head jack, so that way if Big Candy wants to listen to how things are recorded, we can do that. There's other features part of this that I have to play around with, but what are the downsides with that? Whoa, my mic almost fell again, and it wants to fall. That's right, we're kind of recording things on a little bit differently today. The thing is, one of the things I found out with this, it's a plus. Another reason why I like this is that it runs on batteries, 4 AA batteries, which means we could kind of use this. What I'm thinking to use this for is that when we record at a 4-state event, that we can have this computer with this particular microphone that's been falling for the past couple of minutes, or wanting to fall for the past couple of minutes, meaning have this computer, this mic sitting at our table, doing interviews on the spot, doing a live broadcast in a way, or live recording at our table, while this mixer is being used to record panels, if we are given permission to record that particular panel. And what I was thinking as well is that if, because sometimes at the table it's me and Big Candy, I could, while I'm around doing interviews, speaking with people, talking, doing videos, he could be at the table. If you wanted to, hit record live at the table. Somebody comes up to the table and wants to speak to us and do an interview there while I'm taking pictures, doing everything else, and smoozing, trying to get schedule interviews and so forth and so on during the show. That if anything, he can do something like that, step up if he wants to, but that way we can kind of expand and contract how our show is doing things in regards to covering events. So we could be in essence, be efficient. What this is, the downside is that it feels. I'm not going to say it feels cheap. It's not cheap in any sense of the word, but it feels like it's not sturdy. It feels really fragile. It's the best word I could think. It's because we as a show are designed to be on the move, on the go, and so forth and so on. This is probably not really geared to that. We have put our other mixer to the paces, and it's held up for the past 4 years, going on 5 years. We picked up that mixer in 2015. December 2015. So it's been 4 years since we've had that mixer, and we'll be starting to use that mixer. I should say, it's been 4 years since we've been using that mixer as of January. We got that mixer 4 years ago, December. This mixer will be putting it through its paces. We'll be giving a full review for it. This mixer, like I said, everything on it feels okay. And the buttons feel nice and responsive, and everything else. I got to play around with it and learn it. One of the things let me open it up for a sec, because I want to show you guys something. One of the reviews, I gotta take the tab out here and kind of open it up. It said it didn't have an instruction manual. The review that I saw was 4 out of 5 stars. It said it didn't really have a user's manual. Granted, I'll give them that. There's no real user's manual in regards to hooking up to the computer, so forth and so on, that goes in depth to a lot of things. But it does have this little bit of a user's guide. You could call it a user's manual. It gives you everything that it needs to do. And one of the things that it kind of worries me a little bit is that this mixer is, when compared to the mixer that I have, the Behringer that I have, is that the Behringer has on the back 2 ports, one USB, one for power. This mixer has 1 port in the back, and that is a USB-C type port. That is the same type of port found on most smartphones. This one's on a USB-C. It's the odd LG type of oval type thing, but still, it's a USB Type-C type ordeal. So that kind of worries me, because I have to plug in to see if it will run off the computer's power supply, or would I need batteries to power it while I'm recording. So I'll have to see. Again, I have to play around with it. There could be a lot of with this. So far as I can see, there's a lot of upsides to it. It's just a matter of seeing the downsides. If the upsides to it outweigh the downsides, that's a plus for me. But then again, as I told my co-host Big Candy, I'm not getting rid of my old mixer, because of, just in case something happens to this, we have a backup. It's better off to have a backup than not have a backup. I.e., better to have it and not need it than need it and not have it. So, I will be learning this. I'll have to get a sound SD card for it, because it's able to record on its own. It just needs a sound card. So, again, I have to get a sound card, SD card for it, plug it in to see how big its files are, and see how it records files. Something I have to learn, something I have to try out. The best thing about this, it records on its own. It's made to kind of record on its own, because that's, again, I think a feature of a lot of the Zoom products that have been out there, that it's able to record on their own. So I'll be happy to put this in paces. So feel free to kind of stay tuned to at least our podcast, to kind of hear a more in-depth review in regards to everything, especially if we're using it to record an episode. I might get Big Candy's thoughts on what it is, what he overall thinks about this unit and how it's been operating, and the oohs and the ahs from him. So take care. If you all again want to check out our Audio Brack podcast, feel free to stay tuned to our YouTube channel, because Podbean tends to share our episodes to YouTube, and therefore they're posted up to YouTube. Sometimes they're not posted up, so again, links to our audio podcasts are also down below if they're not automatically posted to YouTube. The train is coming, if you all heard that. But if you like this video, hit that like button down below. If you want to join the conversation, please leave a comment. If you want to stick around for our other videos, regards to any interviews and so forth and so on, please hit that subscribe button wherever it might be. Feel free to check out our back catalog, especially our back catalog of audio episodes from our podcast. So link to our website is down below with the other links. So take care. I am out. I hope all of you out there have a happy new year if you're watching this prior to New Year's Eve. And I hope all of you out there had a wonderful and happy holidays this past month. So I'll put it like that, so I'm covering all the bases. So take care. I'm out. Don't forget to check out our other videos. So see you soon.